About time for another Coach Life. I just finished unfollowing a bunch of people. Basically, if you mention anything about the Oscars, I unfollowed. Now, most people would think it's because of the little incident that happened, but it's not that. Y'all still rocking with these, y'all still, I just can't support these structures that clearly are invested in perverting the imagination of our youth and making a mockery of the true ancestry and hijacking creativity, appropriating the godly. I'm just not on that time. So it's not even the incident that everybody wants to talk about. It's that y'all still on that time. Hey, to each his own. Trust me, I do a lot of stuff that it's just whenever I can make a clear distinction and say, nah, I'm not rocking with that, I do it. And if I pay the price or whatever it is, that's just me. I can't do that. The pop culture that I did enjoy, though, I got to watch St. Peter's. I'm pretty sure they didn't win the last. They was playing a tough team, but St. Peter's is a small school, and they beat Kentucky, they beat Purdue, they beat Murray State, and the way they played, man, it reminded me so much of the future Bulldogs. Man, shooting the gaps, that backdoor cut, the trust in the pass, the defense, it was beautiful, man. It was just like, and the coach also, the coach was such a cool character. So I really was appreciating that moment in pop culture. So I'm not just hating on pop culture in general, but I can't be on that. Y'all talking about the Oscars and the Grammys and come on, man. That's been exposed. We already know what type of time that is. I ain't on that. So anywho, the Coach Life for today, I tried to do it earlier in the Up Island Chronics lot, but for some reason, the way it came out, it was just weird. So I'm going to try it again. Collectively, as humanity, we felt, this is the Coach Life. Collectively, as humanity, we felt that we were beyond war. Now, I know some of you who are like veterans or whatever, you're thinking this is naive or this is not possible by any stretch of the imagination. But what I'm saying is it actually is, and we are. So not just like we thought and it's not, but we are past. Oh, I don't like how that's doing that. What's going on here? We're past war, realistically. But this is what's happening. Just because you get past something doesn't mean it doesn't have reverberation. Doesn't mean it doesn't have echo chambers and silos and stuff like that. And it doesn't mean that it won't exist completely. Like, just because you're past something doesn't mean you're 100% done with it. In fact, you need a little bit of it to remind you. But collectively, we know it doesn't make sense to wage war over resources or ideology even at this point. Nobody's really agreeing to that. Now, 46% of the American tax dollars says otherwise. Our budgets, like energy, money is energy, and we collectively give a lot of money to war. Understood, right? So that's playing out in its own way. We could say as an individual, all right, I'm not paying taxes for anything I don't believe in, and then you pay the price for that. Not really a feasible option right now. So we're trying to find another way. And we thought we could just let other people figure it out as we elect these officials and believe in this system. And it goes back to the same thing I was saying about the Oscars and the whatever y'all like to partake in. You gotta, there's another way to do this, but it's not easy. See, anytime you're doing what everybody else is talking about the same thing, right? Oh, it gives us some common ground. No, it doesn't. It doesn't give you common ground. It actually takes your energy away from you. So you're feeding something for sure with your energy, but it's not common ground. That's hard for a lot of people to understand, but I'll use an example so you can, it'll be clear, right? As Black people in America, we have cities that we think are ours. We have communities that we think are ours. But when you look at the actual ownership, very little of this is ours. There was a Ice Cube posted a thing, the percentage of Black ownership in America is the same today as it was 60 years ago in the 60s. 60 plus years ago. Ouch. So, you know, we might rep certain hoods and stuff. We don't own those hoods. You know, we think Atlanta is a Black city, Detroit is a Black, they're not Black cities. It's just like we have enough where we finally feel like we have some ownership, but facts are facts. So, not to kick up any dust storms, but if we had done what Malcolm X was suggesting, which is building Black national ownership, instead of what Martin Luther King was suggesting 60 years ago, where would we be today? Would we still have the same percentage of ownership in America? Who knows, you know? And don't get me wrong, I love Malcolm X. As a human being, I'm more of a Malcolm X than a Martin Luther King, but in terms of strategy and policy, I'm Martin Luther King. Like, I do not believe in violence. Some of y'all are like, yo, what's this guy? It's just what I'm saying, what I believe. I got flaws, you know what I mean? But I don't think you can, it's just not a smart way to move forward. It doesn't make sense. Like, people die, you just lose. It ain't it. So anyways, the point is around ownership. And so we think we can have this comical debate on this pop culture moment, who was right, who was wrong. But meanwhile, we're all just bickering and feeding a thing. Do we even want to feed that thing anymore? It's that two wolves parable. Like, you're going to feed one wolf. Which one are you feeding? Well, you know which one you're feeding. If you're online arguing about the Oscars, you're feeding the Oscars wolf. The coach life is the shift up into figuring out what's the other wolf that I'm not feeding. So I ask you, as you go back to being normal, when you fed that wolf today, last night, with the Oscars, what wolf didn't you feed? Coach Life.